everyone, Amanda here. A few years ago we went to the Simpson Door Company and got to see how a wood door was made. More importantly, how each of those individual components were crafted. Now we have shared that footage with you guys in our Learning Center, and I'll link them in the description for you to be able to go check them out. However, we found a clip that we'd never shared with you before. In this next clip, Brad Loveless and Gregg Hoyer go into the hardwood conditioning room and take a look at all of the different species that are available in there.
You know, Greg, we've been looking at a lot of wood today. I gotta show you this before you leave here today. Oh, watch out. Do you have you have your insurance paid up?
No.
All right. All right. So in the last number of years, we've made doors from over 100 different wood species. Can you believe that?
No.
So I certainly couldn't name 100 wood species. So certain woods need to be held in a room in certain temperature, certain moisture in the air, so we can work with it and make a door out of it.
Right.
So this is our hardwood conditioning room. So predominantly we have hardwoods in here. So a variety of wood species of shop lumber around the room. Really a lot of fun to look at as it comes in.
Now you don't have a little bit of lumber, and I noticed in other parts of the plant you have a lot, but here, you know, it's not small quantities. Now, when you're talking about hardwood,
yes,
give me some examples of hardwood that you see on a consistent basis and things that you see that are just very popular.
Yeah, really good question. So mahogany, sapele mahogany, probably the most popular hardwood right now.
Right.
Also alder, knotty alder is really popular. And then you have woods like maple, cherry, walnut, woods that are popular in furniture and other millwork in the home, and certainly popular indoors.
Well, I know the different hardwoods can really affect the color of the door.
Yeah.
And you know, maple's good for doing light things, not terribly great for dark, but you have walnut, so if somebody wants to do something darker, they can do that. So, but this conditioning room that you're talking about is really interesting. So what happens if wood gets too dry? We're in the summertime in Western Washington, and a lot of people know it for being rainy, but it's actually very, very dry here right now. So if wood gets too dry, what happens in the manufacturing process?
Yeah, woods can crack, they can separate. As you mill them in some way, they can come apart or look in ways you don't want them to.
And of course, if they get too wet, what issues do you run into with them when wood's not dry enough?
Oh, wet, especially if to us, when you're talking moisture content, you know, a good example might be you're gluing these huge panels together. Door design now, today we saw lots of really big panels. So it's made up of a lot of pieces of lumber. And even more important than what that moisture content is in that panel is making sure all those pieces of wood have a similar moisture content.
So they don't move at different rates.
Different rates. Right. So now you have them all nearly the same, then they expand and contract at the same rates, and your panel holds up.
What do we have here? This is sapele, right?
Yep, some really, again, with the wood you see here could be a variety of widths or sizes based on us being opportunistic when we buy it. But for the most part, a lot of these are really commercially available. And if they are, they come in real standard widths, heights, lengths. So a really consistent look in the door.
So Brad, you've got some surface material, and then you've got some unsurfaced material.
Right, we have, and that's great. That makes it great for us. Again, we're able to be opportunistic. If we find a good deal, we can process the wood no matter how it comes in. Behind you, Greg, are some other wood species. You know, some of these are labeled on the side, so it's easy to identify, whether it's cypress or knotty hickory, ash, maple, a lot of different wood species here.
You've got a lot of maple there.
Yeah, maple's a pretty popular look right now. Still matches that cabinet really well.
Where do you see most of your maples? That's still strong up in the Midwest?
Yep, yes sir, believe it or not, a lot of trends with wood are tied to where that tree is grown, and that makes a whole lot of sense, right?
Brad, that is a chunk of wood right there.
Look at that thing. That looks like, that could be one of those beautiful Nantucket styles that we looked at earlier today.
Oh, absolutely. But that's a beautiful piece of wood. And that's one of the things that makes wood doors so appealing. It's made with a natural material that just can't be replicated.
Here we're looking at some Ponderosa Pine. You guys know a lot about this.
We do know Ponderosa Pine was very popular in our area, and you guys are making our exterior Ponderosa Pine doors, and that's awesome.
Yep. What is cool is that every part of the country has their wood species. They tend to be most popular, but if there is a trend, every part of the country is seeing a wide variety of requests.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
I see a lot.
What do you got there?
I see a lot of poplar here.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
didn't know you guys were doing this much poplar.
Poplar is pretty popular right now, and a couple different grades. You know, I think a lot in the industry have known poplar is really prized for its ability, nice surface for paint.
Absolutely.
And so a couple different grades. There's a paint grade poplar that we see here, and then also a stain grade. That poplar can be stained to look like a couple different things. I think we've heard it called poor man's cherry. If you put the right finish on it, it can sort of look cherry-ish.
It's a good species to stain dark. Well, this is a nice looking piece right here. That's certainly a stain grade piece there. And again, you have a lot of this.
Looks like you found the walnut pile over there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is not uncommon for us. And we were talking before, when you're looking for a door to have that natural dark appearance without having to stain. Walnut is just such a good species for that.
Well, while you can finish any of our wood species a number of ways, it's really common to see that walnut just with a clear coat finish.
It looks great.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It really does. Either sapele or walnut, both with a clear coat, just have such a great kind of bold look. That's awesome. And it smells good too.
I'll call this maybe the design professional has gotten a hold of oak a little bit, and they have all sorts of unique ways you can use oak. I think everyone knows that 80s look of that red oak.
Yes.
I know I grew up with the kitchen cabinets made out of that red oak, but anymore you'll see that request for a white oak.
Right.
Or not just the oak, but how it's cut. So a rift cut white oak, a quarter sawn white oak. A lot of ways to just get a little bit different look.
And so many of the older doors, and when we're looking at replacement doors from maybe the turn of the 1900s, had those different oak species. It was a tree that was native to the United States in all areas, and people did wonderful things with it. And it's great to know that you can copy that. I gotta say, Brad, this white oak is, it's very popular. I think a lot of the folks that understand woods know that white oak is an extremely durable species. And in a solid lumber or in a performance door, this would really hold up well, especially with solid rails. I mean, it's a really nice wood.
A lot of times when we look to other industries or other wood products in the home, there's a reason floors are predominantly oak.
Yes.
Whether it holds up to a lot of wear and tear, same is true when you put it in a door.
Well, and a long time ago, a lot of fence posts were made out of white oak because they lasted.
Any ground contact application like that tells you, hey, you all right?
Oh, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't have to work out tonight. Brad, I know that you've got a lot of Knotty Alder running through the plant.
Yep.
The Knotty Alder product became really so popular, I think right around 2000, and it's really maintained its popularity. It started on the West Coast and has moved to the East Coast.
That's
and
right.
It's great to see this. Now, you don't have just this little pile. You have a lot of it in the plant.
Right.
But this is certainly some very, very serious lumber here. And it's interesting to note the popularity with Knotty Alder are these knots. And that's part of what people love about it is the clear parts of the wood look really nice, but these real aggressive knots give it so much character.
It's kind of as that home design became a little more open, maybe a little more relaxed. It's not so formal anymore.
Right.
It's really a nice fit, yet doesn't look too lodgy or cabiny, if you will, that maybe a Knotty Pine does.
Right.
So Knotty Alder looks just beautiful in any type of home.
It does, and it's that thing that just says, hey, I'm a natural product, I'm wood. Well, listen, I got to tell you, this is a wonderful room.
Did you see enough?
I saw enough.
All right.
Actually, I kind of can't see enough wood, but I really appreciate you bringing me back in this room. I wasn't sure where you were taking me.
Right, yeah, it's a
But-
secret spot.
But I'll tell you, it's a wonderful secret, and I
Yeah.
thank you for showing us.
Yep, no,
I'm
appreciate
very
it.
impressed, Brad, I really am.
Well, thanks for coming in.
This much a commitment to wood.
This was one of my favorite parts of the trip. You hear that Simpson is able to do any wood species, but when you get to see all of the different species and learn a little bit more about them, it's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and make sure you tune in next week. Thanks, everyone.